Welcome to the Get Fit Guys quick and dirty tips to slim down and shape up. My name is Brock Armstrong, and I'm the Get Fit Guy. Crunches are easily the most common of the abdominal exercises, but they are certainly not the most effective way to strengthen your core. Core training is about much more than flattening your belly. Working your core effectively can improve your stability, maintain mobility, and reduce injuries of all kinds. If you are the lone soul in the corner of the gym doing hundreds of crunches and sit-ups in hopes of achieving a six-pack, well, you may be crunching in vain. Unlike many coaches out there, though, I don't have a problem with sit-ups and crunches or most of their derivatives. I just don't like it when they're called core workouts. Doing a ton of crunches can be an effective way to train some very specific abdominal muscles, including the rectus abdominis and, to a lesser extent, the external and internal oblique muscles. But what is often forgotten or completely skipped are the other muscles that make up the core. Simply focusing on your abs alone is an improper way to use your torso and can lead to some imbalances and pain. We need a strong core to maintain a stable torso while we move through this world, whether we're lifting heavy items, carrying heavy loads, or transferring power from our hips while throwing a ball or using a broom. A stable core with the capacity to resist the push and pull of outside forces is infinitely more useful and more important than being able to do something like hanging ab crunches in the loft of a barn, Rocky style. Sure, if you want those popping six-pack abs, well, crunches are a must, but keep in mind that in order to really get a six-pack, you mostly have to shed fat, and men, you're going to need to get your body fat down to about 6%, and women to about 9%. And if you read the article or listened to the podcast called Body Fat, How to Use It and Lose It, you'll know that neither of those percentages are particularly healthy. So instead of doing crunches, the exercise known as the plank is a far more useful core exercise. And just as the name applies, when you're doing a plank, you're forming a strong and stable platform with your body from your toes all the way to your head. Planks are a great alternative to all that crunching because, as you'll find out, they can help improve your entire core strength and stability, which among other things can protect against injury. In fact, in a study about plank and side plank on injury rates in soccer players, the researchers found that, quote, prevention programs, including strengthening exercises for core muscles, tend to positively affect the injury rate. Plus, if you get into all the variations, planks don't just work your core, they can work much of your body. Plank variations require your arms, your legs, and all of your abs, and in a study that was published in the Global Advances in Health and Medicine, they found that doing side planks can actually help reduce spinal curvature in scoliosis patients. That means planking can even help reduce your chances of developing spinal problems as you age. Planks are great for creating a functionally proficient midsection due to the fact that they work your entire trunk from your pelvic girdle to your shoulder girdle, or as us coaches like to say, your knees to your nipples. Now, here are some of the benefits you can get by adding planks to your exercise routine. The first benefit is more stomach tone. Planking trains the inner core muscles, including the transversus abdominis, which are the foundation muscles that create a stronger rectus abdominis, which is the front sheath of your abs that you see when you look in the mirror or when you look on Instagram. The second benefit is less back pain. Planks help reduce back pain because they strengthen the back muscles, especially those in your upper back, according to the American Council on Exercise. Because the basic plank requires minimal movement when they contract all the layers of the abdominal fascia, they are an excellent way to strengthen the core without undue pressure, which in turn helps reduce lower back pain. The third benefit is improved posture. Planks help create a stronger erector spinae, rhomboids, and trapezius, which helps you naturally stand up straighter. Practically speaking, good posture helps you keep your vertebrae and ligaments of the spine healthy and aligned, and keeping your bones in proper alignment helps your breathing and your nervous system function properly. It also promotes proper positioning of your operational internal organs. Planks also activate the muscles in your abdomen to support your posture and share the workload with your back muscles to keep you upright, and this has been shown to slow the development of degenerative osteoarthritis and some other immobility that occurs with age. Also, when your core is stronger, you naturally sit tall with your vertebrae properly stacked, which means that you're also less likely to slouch and get that late afternoon pain in your shoulders and neck. The fourth benefit is more flexibility. When you do planks regularly, the muscles around your shoulders, your shoulder blades, and your collarbone will expand and stretch, along with your hamstrings and even the arches in your feet and your toes. When you do a side plank, you also stretch out your obliques, which are the side of your core. And if you really want to increase the stretch, you can do what's called a rocking plank by swaying your body back and forth and moving your toes a few inches either way. Now, the fifth benefit is better coordination. When you play sports, run, cycle, or swim, the strong core that you develop from practicing planks makes you more efficient overall. Your arms and your legs get assistance from your stable midsection, so they don't have to do all the work by themselves. This means that you can last longer and be more resistant to injury. And again, because planking strengthens your core, not just your abdominals, it allows you to perform as a unit instead of some floppy meat sack of individual parts. Doing plank variations like the one-armed or the one-legged plank can increase both your balance and your coordination. And the sixth benefit is a better mood. As you learned in the article called How Exercise Affects Your Brain, any and every exercise can boost your mood, and planks are no different. But I find that any exercise that changes your perspective and view of the world has an even more profound mood boost. I mean, try crawling around on the floor without cracking a smile. I dare ya. And the seventh, but surely not the last benefit, is better balance. Doing side planks or any plank variation with extensions of your limbs or planks performed on a stability ball, well, they're all extremely effective at building balance. As I mentioned before, planks also work the muscles that you need to maintain proper posture in your back and your chest, your shoulders, your abs, and your neck. And if you do them regularly, you will be able to balance like a champ. All right, I highly recommend that you go and watch a video or a how-to demonstration, or at least look at some pictures on how to do a plank if you've never done one before. But for those of you who prefer hearing your description, well, here you go. Lay face down on the floor. If you get a soft mat, that can make it a lot more comfortable. Place your elbows directly under your shoulders and align your wrists with your elbows. Then push your body up so you can create a straight and flat line from your toes to the top of your head. Keep your chin in close to your neck, and you can even think of holding a tennis ball under your chin if that helps. Engage your abs like you're about to be punched in the stomach, and squeeze your gluteal or your tailbone and thigh muscles simultaneously. Now, don't forget to breathe normally, and hold this plank position for a few seconds at first and increase the duration over time. Then rest and repeat. Now, here's a pro tip. Your belly button is attached to your transversus abdominis, which holds your gut inside you and gives your spine and vertebrae its support. If you pull your belly button in, you can contract the inner transverse abdominis muscle. And if you want a six-pack rectus abdominis, well, this is a good place to start. Now here's another pro tip. Perform a Kegel squeeze by drawing your lower pelvic muscles up and holding them tight. The Kegel movement is similar to trying to stop urinating in the middle of going to the bathroom. Doing this while planking can really help you focus on the abdominals and get the most out of your planks. All right, let's get into some common plank mistakes. Because proper form is important no matter what exercise you're doing, and when you're performing planks, it's no different. Sure, it's not like doing a heavy deadlift where a single wrong move can send you directly to the chiropractor, but it is still important to keep an eye on your form. Neck or low back pain while planking can be an indication of weakness in the upper or lower parts of the spine. If the core is too weak, the spine will droop, and that can cause the vertebrae to compress. If this happens, try holding the plank position for just a few seconds and slowly build your way up. Sagging, drooping, or getting out of alignment is something you want to make sure you don't do. You can get a friend to watch you, or even place a broomstick or yardstick or hockey stick across your back. If you are in alignment, the top of the stick should touch the head, the middle should rest between the shoulder blades, and the bottom of the stick should rest between your cheeks. No, I mean your other cheeks. Keep your back flat and your bum tucked in to really get the core working the way it should. You want to feel your abs engage from top to bottom in the plank position. Keep your neck in a neutral position. It can be helpful to think of your head and your neck as simply an extension of your back. Keep your eyes on the floor, not on your reflection in the mirror or on your yoga neighbor. Now keep breathing deep and slow. Denying yourself oxygen can make you dizzy and eventually nauseated. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, if your form starts to fall apart, it's time to quit, or at least time to take a rest. When it comes to exercise, quality always trumps quantity in my book. If you really want to target your abs, then the elbow plank is a good option. That variation focuses more on your core muscles to do the work. Planking with your arms straight and your palms on the ground, not surprisingly, involves a bunch of arm muscles along with your core. If you're looking for a full body exercise and you want to strengthen your upper body as well, this is a great option. Getting up on your arms is likely to take some of the focus away from the transverse abdominis, and if your main goal is to strengthen the transverse abdominis muscle and flatten those abs, a forearm plank is the way to go. If you really want to go for the burn, then I suggest you combine the elbow plank and the full plank together, back and forth, by doing the up-down plank. Now that being said, it's often easier for beginners to keep their shoulder blades down and back and to maintain proper form when they're on their elbows. It also has the added advantage of taking pressure off of your wrists, which is something that can help people who don't quite have the upper body strength to pull that off. It's also helpful for people who have tendinitis or inflammation in their wrists and forearms. In a nutshell, a forearm plank will help you target those abs more effectively, but a standard straight arm plank is better for total body conditioning. For best overall results, switch it up frequently and add in some dynamic plank movements as well. And I will give you my favorite plank workout at the end of this podcast. Now, after all this, if you're still wondering, should you plank? Well, you really can't go wrong with doing planks 2 or 3 times a week, as long as you have good form. Hold the plank position for as long as you can maintain a straight line between your shoulders and ankles, keep your butt in line with your shoulders and hips, and make sure you aren't collapsing in your lower back. As soon as any of that starts to happen, take a break and come back to it later. You can eventually add in side planks and lateral movements and twists, put your hands and your feet on unstable surfaces. There are way too many variations for me to list in this podcast, but a simple Google search will reveal a veritable woodshed full of planks. All right, to finish it off, here is my favorite plank series to keep me and the athletes that I coach strong, stable, flexible, balanced, and injury-free. I call it the Get Fit Guys Powerful Planks. And to do it, you hold the following plank positions for 15 to 30 seconds, as long as you can maintain the form, on your elbows, and then you repeat the entire series again up on your hands. And this is the series: regular plank, plank with raised right arm, plank with raised left arm, plank with raised right leg, plank with raised left leg, plank with raised right arm and left leg, plank with raised left arm and right leg, side plank on the right, side plank on the left, side plank on the right with raised top arm and leg, side plank on the left with raised top arm and leg. And then again, you go back and repeat that entire thing, but on your hands. Now, for more core info, abdominal tips, or to join in the planking conversation, you can always join me over at facebook.com/getfitguy or twitter.com/getfitguy, or to find all the links to everything I talked about and a full transcript of this podcast, go to getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com and look for episode 387. Now, my name is Brock Armstrong, and I'm the Get Fit Guy, asking you, what are you waiting for? Go get fit.